Ah.
See. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. All right. So our first show. This is our first show. We've been debating what we're going to call this show.
I don't have any good ideas.
Yeah, I'm still
for a
sticking
name.
with Rah Rah Sharar.
I don't think that's a good name.
I think it's still a good name. But because like here's where I'm taking issue with you saying it's not a good name is the fact that you haven't rebutted the idea of Rah Rah Sharar, because I think it's got a nice ring to it. And plus, we're filming this in your apartment, your studio apartment, right? So technically, it's your equipment. So on a business side, I'm telling you, like, hey, maybe this needs to revolve around you ish.
Okay. Even if that were true, which I disagree, because if you look at the logo there, it's both of us. Okay. Even if that were true, though, Rah Rah Sharar is not the way to go about it.
Hang on. All right, but who designed the logo?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Well, okay. So if somebody saw that image and they heard Rah Rah Sharar, what would they be thinking?
Your face go
Like a dinosaur.
like Godzilla.
That's a good idea. Add like a dinosaur sound.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can cut it from that and just like from my voice and.
Well, I think something that also needs to be thought about is what is this show going to be about? You know, I think that'll help with the name, because if somebody's going to search it, right?
Wouldn't you want to be like, I don't know. I mean, obviously tech.
Okay.
Video games. Comic books, movies.
Okay.
You know, we can go off on a tangent because I know, like,
so it's just like entertainment in general,
and then maybe sprinkle a little bit of politics because somehow
You don't bump my table,
my
son.
bad, dude. Okay.
You notice how I'm not touching the table?
This is.
I need you to not touch the table.
All right. My
Okay.
bad. So
It's my table.
you know, because somehow politics have found its way into well, I think it's always found its way into Hollywood. Now it's been creeping into our video game.
It's been
industry.
creeping into gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of people say that's what ruined Battlefield 5, you know? Although I was just watching a video.
It's so contra. Man, oh man, the you know, it's first it's like
And Star Wars, by the way.
Star Wars has been it's like things that were.
Stop touching my table, son.
Sorry, you know, maybe we need to get like a paperweight.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a lot of time to set this up. I've been very busy today, and I just grabbed the nearest thing I could that we could put two mics on.
What did we just talk about earlier today?
What, time management?
No. If I audited your time.
Dude, you should have seen me setting this up before you got here. I was sweating bullets.
Just remember. Well, you were sweating bullets when you were sitting still.
I'm saying I was sweating because I was moving so much, trying to get this all set up before you got here and tested and made sure that everything worked and everything. Because how awkward would it be if we started right now and the mic didn't work?
What are you complaining about? I mean, you're always talking about like, yeah, I need to lose weight, blah, 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 blah. I need to hit the gym. Well, you're sweating.
What I'm saying to you, sir, is that I didn't have time to balance I saw that there was an issue with the balance of the table, and I said that thing's gonna have to wait. I'm just gonna tell him not to touch the table, but you can't stop yourself, can you?
No,
I just keep touching it.
I talk with my hands.
That's fine. Do it up here. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Just like this. Do it like this. Let me see your hands.
A surgeon? Let me see your hands. What are you, like a surgeon?
This is how I want you to be the whole time.
How about that? You know, no, okay. So back to the Battlefield 5. Like when their sales, last I checked, were not still up to performance. So
right.
now I'm wondering, like, are they just gonna push out the DLC so that way they can move to the next title, rehash whatever they can whatever they can, because they can't, because after they went from World War I, which is Battlefield 1, to Battlefield 5, World War II. And then what after that? Because at some point you're gonna have to come back to Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing people today talk about how they think that they're just ignoring this game at this point and moving on.
Because I ignored I ignored the game for that controversy, and then one of my gamer buddies is like, "Oh, are you being sexist?" Is like, no.
I mean the developers themselves. Because like there's like rampant cheating, rampant glitches, all sorts of visibility issues, and they're just saying they're just ignoring all those things because at the end of the day that didn't do well in sales, and they're not even going to try to fix it, and they're just a few patches here and there, and they're going to move on.
I'm really concerned because like EA has always been voted as the worst company to work for.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Why?
You can look it up.
Granted, I don't like a lot of their business tactics. Okay, having said that, they make some pretty great games.
I read a article like Forbes magazine called out this one douchebag of some kid, who worked at some hedge fund firm, whatever, and he said that he was saying that video games is not a product, it's a service.
Okay, interesting.
So I looked into his shit. And this is way back. This is probably before the launch of Battlefield 5. Mm-hmm. This is during the whole controversy with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Mm-hmm. I think it was Battlefront 2 because it got EA in trouble, and one of the European, I think it was Belgium, because it was literally like a slot machine,
right,
with a Star Wars skin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to. If you wanted a certain item, you would put money. You would buy it like a microtransaction, like whether it be a skin or a new gun or a weapon or whatever. But you didn't know what you were gonna get.
That's most microtransactions nowadays.
No. Microtransactions, you always know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, but I'm saying now the way they do it is the boxes.
Yeah. The loot
boxes.
The loot boxes. Yeah. No. I say I don't think it's gotten there yet. I know this is the pinnacle of the problem that needs to be addressed with the.
Well, they did just in Belgium that you're referring to. The game that they just did. I guess you could say patch was FIFA. So they just now patched it to where there are no loot boxes in FIFA in Belgium.
Yeah, but they're gonna stick with. They're gonna find some way to like squeeze it in there. Yeah, on their next IP.
Maybe, but right now they basically bowed out of that one. So that's a win.
Because I was talking with one of my buddies. He always give me that look like, are you about to rant on EA? It's like, I'm about to fucking cut their throat if they don't get Anthem right. And then I played the demo, right? And I was like, wow, this is like, I'm really liking the mechanics here.
I haven't played it. Yeah.
It was an open beta.
Really?
Yeah. I should have called you.
I missed that. Yeah, sorry.
Dude. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you were tied up with editing and whatnot, which I didn't want to bother you and whatnot. And plus I was talking to some of the other guys about getting ready for the next, cause we're still wrapping up our storyboard for the project you and I are going to be working on.
Right.
But in any case, like, I gotta be honest, Anthem is a game that I wanted to hate that I actually like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of my buddies, like, I'll have to forward him to you. Is like, he'll vouch for me. It's like, because I told him, like, I literally told him, if they don't get this title right, I'm gonna cut their fucking throat. So
from what I saw from it, this is the game that's supposed to be sort of like Destiny, but not really, right? Is that the same game?
Yeah, it's supposed to compete with it. And what I enjoy about it is that, when you choose your cosmetics, because it's in third person view, you can actually enjoy checking out your shit.
Unlike
yeah, Destiny, what's first person. I don't have a problem with Destiny per se for what it is. My biggest issue is that it plays too much like Halo, and I need it to feel something different. The mechanics feel very different, and it's like, look, maybe it's just Halo reskinned.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying when the first one came out, for sure. They're like, it's just the next Halo. Yeah. And which I really enjoyed it until the story ended. And then I was like, well, what do I do next? How do I get a higher level? And people are like, oh, you just replay the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, you just grind it out.
I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I want to progress. Like, feel like I'm moving something forward.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It was like, hey, you want to play the raid? It's like, we just played that raid.
Yeah.
Why do you want to play that raid? It's like, oh, so I can get some rare items. And go play the raid. I don't fucking care.
Get rare items just so you can play the raid again.
Yeah.
To get more rare items. I just don't see the point there.
I don't either. Like the only game that's ever made me do something like that was Diablo.
Okay, you're a Diablo guy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Do you still play?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah, every so often.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like,
I haven't played Diablo since like middle school, high school, something like that.
Anytime when there's Diablo, okay. We need to talk about Blizzard.
Why?
What was it? Diablo Immortal for, like, everybody thought it was going to be on the console and the PC. You didn't. What? I mean, granted, your face has been like, with your own projects you had in mind, but I'm trying to keep myself. You didn't give me props because I've been trying to hold myself from bumping the table, but I can't help it. You know, and I think
I am proud of you for not doing it for so long.
Yeah.
What was that, 5 minutes?
Because my hand is like I tend to talk with my hands and whatnot, and then maybe just because I'm really passionate about the community and the industry,
right?
But when you keep talking about an IP that's always synonymous with console or PC, and then you come out on a big announcement, and then you say it's exclusive for mobile.
Is it? Oh man, yeah. Well, to be fair, mobile games are big right now. Like mobile Fortnite
for the casual consumer. Granted, the casual consumers are on console and PC, but they're not going to spend the money on your goddamn microtransactions, are they?
Apparently they are.
Are they?
That's what I've heard. I've heard the mobile version of Fortnite is just ridiculously profitable. Like ridiculously.
I gotta look into that.
Okay, look into it.
Because Fortnite's already.
This is what I heard. I don't know.
Because I see it as because I guess I look at Fortnite from a branding perspective. Because you don't think about the developer behind it.
Right.
You think about Fortnite. Fortnite is Fortnite.
Right.
If you had a company called Fortnite, everybody would probably buy your shit anyways because it's Fortnite.
Which, by the way, I want to point out, I am super proud of Epic Games for coming out with a good game because it's been a long time. I don't know what that is. It's not my phone. My phone's always on silent because I'm a professional. So it's either your phone or it's Mason's phone.
Well, it's not my phone because I don't know where I put my phone.
Well, it's probably Mason's phone. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. But anyway, so they've really been focusing on Unreal Engine for years now, and then they were coming out with this game called Fortnite, and it wasn't going to be free, and it was a completely different concept. Then when they saw the success of PUBG, they were like, "Hey guys, why don't we release a version of our game like that, like just a play style, and let's do it for free." So the real game was still going to be like $40, but let's release this one play style for free.
Was it 30? I thought it was 30. I thought it
was something like that, 30, $40, something like that. And everybody was waiting, anticipating on the game. But for now, you could get this free version, and it just blew up. It absolutely blew up, bigger than PUBG at this point, I think. And it's like, good for you guys. Y'all just specialized on making a game engine, haven't really made any good games. Yeah. And then you make the biggest game in the world out of nowhere.
It's kind of like that old game engine, Crysis Engine. Do you remember that one? Was it? No, it was Cryo.
It's called CryEngine.
Oh, CryEngine. Yeah, CryEngine. The CryEngine, because it was a really big deal.
It's still around too. Yeah, it's still right. It's. I don't think it's like Unreal where you can just use it for free. I think you have to license it. That's why you don't.
Which developer? What IP is using the CryEngine?
I don't remember at all. That's something I would have to look up.
So for anybody who's watching this or listening to this, basically, if you don't know how these engines work, is that they have very specific features, whether it be lighting, texturing, mechanics. They all behave differently based on what direction the developers want to shoot for. So now that you know that, moving forward, if you want to know more, it's called Google.
and that's why I picked Unreal Engine for my game that it came out with, Liberty Lane. It was one because it was free. But it does have a caveat.
Unreal Engine, right?
Yes, Unreal Engine.
Okay.
It's free, but you there is the caveat that you do have to pay them 5% of gross sales
before taxes.
Yeah, to a certain point. I don't remember exactly. It's like if it makes over a certain amount or something like that. But in the program that I'm in right now, I don't have to pay that for my first $5 million. So that's nice. Yeah.
All the more incentive to get your shit updated.
Yeah.
Mister,
but,
I don't think I want to go down that road. It's so much work. It's like, I don't care.
It's a lot of work.
No one fucking said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's the Unreal Engine. I've just been a fan. I've been a fan of Unreal.
Your game's definitely not. You've had some great feedback, and you're probably going to get some shitty feedback along the way. Yeah, that's going to hurt your ego. Get the fuck over it. I've had some pretty shitty feedback on my work.
Right.
So what?
Right.
You can take it, learn from it, and move forward.
Yeah, and that's the plan right now. I'm gonna try not to take any negative stuff personally. Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard though. Like you gotta understand, I did put. Basically the past year and a half, I've been making this game by myself.
But what did I just say? I didn't say it was gonna be easy.
Right. You know?
Like I want you to succeed just as much as the next person. You know, that's why I'm super excited. The fact that you've taken one cornerstone, you know, just to complete this project, and I've taken, you know, a step into real estate.
Right.
You know, became a lender, closed on a deal. You know, help, you know, partner with a friend. Now I'm looking to another property. Jesus Christ, we went from like gaming, tech, nerd shit to real estate. What the fuck, you know? You know, and I'm looking to expand my portfolio just as like, you know, your film, now video games, VR.
I'm a really big fan of VR. That's my passion right now.
Like I'm excited about not just VR but AR.
Yeah. I don't have an AR headset, so I haven't really gotten to experience it.
I think okay. I mean, so we're already seeing the early development stages of it. Can you guess what title?
Of what?
AR.
What do you mean?
The first or like the big mainstream early example of it.
Are you talking about the company or a product?
A product.
I don't know the product.
Pokemon Go.
What?
That's AR, augmented reality.
Oh, you're talking about the phone thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just all it is just you don't have to have a visor. That's one of the things about in my opinion, that's one of the advantages that AR has over VR. But you know,
see, I thought you were saying that Pokemon Go was coming to a headset, an AR headset. I was like, that's actually pretty cool. That'd be really cool.
I think the question is, can it or will it?
I think it probably will. Maybe not that specific title,
right?
But somebody's going to develop Pokemon AR
because they're already taking like those card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, right? And you're laying them down, and you can see like, and you put your phone over it, and then you can see like these dragons pop up.
Oh, really?
As you lay
really?
Yeah, there was some early development stage. I mean, obviously it's a little clunky and whatnot, but it's a.
Yeah, see, I like the idea of that kind of AR. I just don't like the idea of having to hold a phone up. To me, it's like looking through a very small window.
Yeah, no, okay,
and it's like that. I want a bigger window.
But and that's the advantage to VR is that it has a bigger window.
Well, then the AR headsets have. I mean, the problem with the AR headsets right now is that they're really limited to this.
AR. I mean, again, just I get that. The default of AR, again, like the keyword is augmented. Is taking like your actual where we're sitting. Like this is our reality, right?
Right.
You know, and then adding more to the surrounding environments. What's already there.
Right.
You know, versus VR, you can recreate an entire environment.
Yes.
You can build it.
They have different advantages for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting take. You know, there's a lot more freedom with VR.
Yeah.
Than there is with AR. AR is working with current reality and then augmenting it. You know?
Yeah. I think VR is going to be where the gaming is at. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to add gaming to your real world, although it'd be pretty cool.
AR may play a more effective role in not just really entertainment, but more like I'd say in engineering.
Yeah, I would say productivity.
Yeah,
anything productive.
Yeah,
like AR is going to be where it's at.
Yeah,
but when you want to immerse yourself in another world,
VR is where it's at.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
You know, and I saw it because I shot you that message, or I told you in person. I wasn't sure about like VR going wireless. Like I was like, I'll go into VR. I mean, okay, so. So there's this new game that just recently released a couple of weeks ago, Ace Combat 7. Okay. Right.
Oh, is that the jet?
Yeah, it's the jet game.
I just watched a review for the VR stuff. They have VR content. 3 missions.
Yeah, there's only that's my biggest pet peeve is like because I thought I was under the impression that all of the missions were going to be VR ready.
Right.
And it's not.
Yeah. So that's honestly been my pet peeve with the way some of these games are marketed. Yeah. Like I think it was Tomb Raider was the first game I saw that on Steam it said it supported VR. And Sebastian was going to buy it anyway.
What does that mean? Like, okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. You know, if you're going to tell me like, if you're going to tell me Tomb Raider is supports VR, like what does that really mean if you're playing in third person and not?
Well, I get this. You've never had that experience. You've never played a third person game in VR, have you?
No, I haven't.
It's a real thing.
Is it?
Yes, it is a real thing.
So okay. How does that play out?
Like it feels like you're there, but like behind them. I mean it.
So you're behind Lara Croft.
Yeah, but not.
And you just want to like.
Not in that, but that's what I thought though. That's what I thought. I was like, because
Can you imagine some creep guy getting off on that shit? He goes in and buys like Tomb Raider and like throws on the VR headset and he's looking down at her ass the whole time.
I could see it. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of VR content for naughty stuff.
I'm pretty sure. It's like, now I think I was like, I'm pretty sure there's porn for it.
Oh, totally. I was shot like with like these kind of cameras and stuff. So you get to, so it's stereo 180. And so what it is like, think of like a normal 3D movie, but then think about it surrounding you. And so it's a 3D immersive experience. So now you got girls, right? In this immersive experience, and it feels pretty, not from experience or anything. But I'm just like, it's definitely a real thing. Definitely a real thing. I got a headset. You could.
I don't want to. It's just too weird. I guess the way you're trying to. It's like, why are you trying to sell it to me?
I'm
trying to figure it out.
What I'm trying to say is,
and then you try to defend yourself. It's like, not from experience. It's like, Jack Black. Fast forward today, Jack Black started a gaming channel, right?
Yes. Madison's been keeping me updated. So far, I don't think there's an actual gaming video yet.
There's not.
Yeah.
But he's got like 2 million subscribers. I was like,
ridiculous.
What?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Jablinski Games or something like that. Yeah, he's like one video, 10 seconds, 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But here's the thing though, and I think that boils down to his brand because it's Jack Black.
Yeah, I would love to watch Jack Black play video games. So
I would love to kick his ass on Fortnite.
I don't know if he actually plays Fortnite.
I'm pretty sure his son does, but
yeah.
But if anything, like until I don't know, what's another game that I could see him try to play. I mean, I'd like to get back into Call of Duty, but it's got to stop with this copy and paste bullshit. Push another name out. God, we circled back on video games somehow.
But by the way, the new Call of Duty I actually really like. Not enough to play it all the time.
Which one?
But Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Have you played it yet?
Not yet.
You should play
it.
I? You should play it. It brings it back to the older style of fighting if you're just into the multiplayer, the normal multiplayer stuff. Yeah. But it also has the blackout mode, which is the PUBG, Fortnite type of mode in Call of Duty, and it's fucking awesome.
You have it for PlayStation? Because I
think so.
I'll have to ask my guys.
Yeah, Madison has it for PlayStation. Yeah, okay. I originally bought it for Xbox, but I think Madison bought it for PlayStation.
Okay, I'll consider getting it after I finish up these Combat 7.
Okay.
Because I need to wrap it up.
So do you have that game on the computer, or you have it for PlayStation?
Which
Ace
game?
Combat 7?
I haven't gotten it yet.
You haven't gotten it yet.
Because I've been kind of got a little backtracked, but I've been trying to wrap up this one project that I'm trying to I'm putting together a little fan made music video for Spider-Man from the PlayStation 4, and something I kind of discovered kind of late, and I want to try to get out there by Valentine's Day, because like what I saw, because asking a gamer, they always pay attention to a good storyline, like what's being said, how it's being said. They remember these key points, and something I've noticed about Spider-Man, at least in this IP, is that obviously he's grown, he's matured a little bit, and he's got some fucking girl problems. But he always ends up back with MJ and whatnot. And then I see this, so I take a step back and it's like, I think I can compile a short story music video for this. Hopefully I don't get hit with a copyright strike, but come on. But I'm gonna try to pull it off, and try to emphasize obviously the story behind it,
right?
Like in context, and then also making sure that it's Spider-Man. He swings around, kicks ass. That's what I'm trying to hit. So hopefully by Valentine's Day, I'll have it launched on my YouTube channel. And then I'm kind of fearful about posting it up on Facebook because their copyright algorithms are like.
Are they? Well, I guess I've never. They're copyright.
They're fucking anal. Well, I mean, these are fan made content,
right? Which I've never seen a problem with.
Yeah, I've never seen a problem with it either. But some corporations or and their fucking lawyers get a little end up being copyright trolls and just want to strike everything.
Yeah. Well, I read an article once about that, and I don't know how true this is, but because I had, they were talking about some company who had recently sued some little person. It was some gaming company. I think it was even Rockstar. I think that's how it was.
Was it the Fortnite? No, Epic Games is no. It's not an Epic
I
Games.
think it was a GTA thing, but they were like suing somebody, and I forgot why. And what they ended up saying in the article is it turns out they're not just being assholes. What it is that if you don't challenge it every time it comes up, then you forfeit your right to challenge it in the future.
Yep.
So you have to sue the little guy. And I was like, well, that sucks. Like, so, and now that I say that though, I don't see how that's true. Because I grew up really into Star Wars fan films.
No. Okay, so
that was totally fine.
So here's the thing. So okay, there's a. I'm pretty sure. I think this is the case, and I'll have to talk to my buddy who's an attorney. He's an old good friend of mine, old prior colleague of mine. We've worked together. He's granted he's actually represented me in a few cases. Because remember we had that conversation before? Yeah. He great guy, by the way. Most states will have, I don't know how it applies to copyright, but there's a 2-year statutory of limitations.
Okay.
So basically from the time it was posted, you have 2 years to say something.
Okay.
So not necessarily, so you're right and you're wrong, but it kind of depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
So there's some gray area in that one.
Yeah. See, I don't know. This is what this guy's saying in the article.
Yeah.
Because I was curious too. Like, why are they fucking with this guy? Like, he doesn't deserve to be sued. It's kind of fucked up to sue.
No,
fans,
I agree. I think one of the
they explained it though.
One of the
like,
benefits,
right.
if companies, if their primary goal is to hit a certain status quo to meet like quarterly earnings and whatnot, but they have like fan-made participation, direct participation in the brand. And again, I don't know how it fully affects, their sales goal for a certain quarter, but I know that it actually helps increase their brand equity for the long run because there's direct brand participation.
Right.
Like the Star Wars, there's a fan-made Star Wars film for like some character you saw for 2 seconds in the canon movies.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I like that character. He said like 2 words. Let's write a story around him.
Yeah, and George Lucas absolutely loves the fan films and
the books.
And his thing was always, as long as you don't use any music from the actual movies, and as long as you don't use any footage from the actual movies, y'all can do whatever y'all want.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool. I was like, that's how everyone should be. Why would you not want that?
That's what gave Star Wars the brand.
Yeah, right?
Because it was direct fan participation. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't understand why everybody doesn't do that. But maybe it's a legal thing that I don't.
Well, it's a legal thing. Could be fear of
misrepresenting the brand.
Right.
That's
another case.
I could see that.
It could be, but I mean, other than that, or, and then for others, it could be just as simple as control.
They want to control what you see about that brand.
Right.
Period.
There's people that are control freaks. We call them micromanagers. We call them micromanagers. But that's okay. There's just, for some it works. For others it doesn't work.
Right.
I mean, like I'm not hating on it. It's just working with somebody with that kind of mindset doesn't work for me. It may work for somebody else. That's okay. It's got nothing to do with me anymore.
Right.
But I'm kind of saddened where Star Wars is heading.
Did you see Solo?
No.
It's the last one I've seen because
I saw The Last Jedi.
Right. I saw The Last Jedi too.
And I wanted to shoot myself in the fucking foot. Until
the last 20 minutes, I did not enjoy. The last 20 minutes,
dude,
are ridiculous.
Okay,
like when she's floating.
This is where they lost. They really lost me. I'm trying to remember it. It's like they lose me in the beginning or somewhere in the middle. Okay, this is what I remember like very clearly. I forgot her name. This is how bad the movie is. That Asian girl and her animal rights. It was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. I will say what I had a problem with in the middle of the movie is her and Finn they were on a quest to like save. What were they doing? They were sending something or saving something. They were saving people.
They were saving whatever they could. Animals.
No, they're on a quest to save somebody because the transmission or whatever. Anyway, but it was everything they did failed, and that's what pissed me off. It's like they had like 4 different plans, and every plan failed. I was like, oh look, they got a new plan. Guess what? They're gonna fail. It was like they were so bad at what they were doing. It was hurt me to watch. I was like, come on, guys! Like
it was cringy from start to finish.
Even towards the end when they were about to shoot that thing, it was like, nope, crash. It was every time they tried to do something, they failed.
Right,
and I was like,
kind of like the movie failed, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but this is not inspiring to me. This is sad. I want to weep for them. This is a sad movie now. Yeah, is what this is.
It's like, it was like, are we victimizing our heroes now?
Right. I just recently saw Solo. I bought it.
I heard it was not bad.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I really better than
that's what I'm saddened by it because it's currently available now on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I do want to go check it out now that you said that because I know it suffered because of the bad blood between the fan base and the
exactly fans were tired of it. Fans were tired of it. This was the first Solo was the first Star Wars movie that didn't go to the midnight premiere. I've been to every other Star Wars midnight premiere that I've been alive for.
That's very depressing to hear.
And really I was like, the trailer didn't impress me, and it was just too many Star Wars movies, and I was over it.
I think it was just too much too fast.
It was.
It was like one year they were just pushing it out, and then you had Star Wars Battlefront. You had the controversy with EA, lack of content, microtransactions. Then you have. The SJWs coming out of the woodworks, and it's like, look, I don't think anybody has a problem, having the protagonist being a female. I think people have a problem when you try to shoehorn it and not give it any context.
Right.
Because when we saw Luke Skywalker develop, I mean, he went through hell and back just to train to be a Jedi. All of a sudden, you got Rey and you just give her powers. What?
And she's like more powerful than a Sith on the first fight ever. Super weird.
Oh yeah, Snoke.
Yeah. No, not Snoke.
No, Snoke got killed. I mean, I think he was.
Snoke got killed in the new one.
Yeah, he was a waste of a character.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, what?
And that was the more I've thought about the Last Jedi, the more I've disliked it because of things like that.
What was it?
Like Snoke was supposed to be a big deal. What happened to that? I didn't think about that till the movie was over.
Because we were talking. Because I was talking to our buddy Brian when you guys were directly working with each other, and we sat down, we talked about, we kind of like had a man-to-man, heart-to-heart talk about Star Wars. And he was starting to shake a little bit because I could see the anger, like he was about to go on full-on Sith Lord on my shit, and he just looked at me, he's like, don't worry, I didn't like it. Because it was like, because when I stepped away from the movie, it's like the more I thought about it, I got really angrier.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I didn't think it was a bad movie, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, you're right. They did miss opportunities there. Like Snoke. Snoke should have been a big deal. The fact that he wasn't.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like why was the point? Like, what's the point of introducing him in the first movie?
Yeah,
and kill him off in the second.
This whole time, there's a couple years in between. You got me excited. Just like Rey's parents got me excited. Like, Who are they?
Right.
Who are they? Nobody. Oh, Snoke, he's dead too. He's a nobody. I'm like, but you just spent 2 years hyping me up. You can't do that.
Well,
actually, I felt offended.
Actually, Oh, are you triggered now?
I was offended a little bit.
It was like, actually, they just proved you wrong. It's like, yeah, we can hype you up, and then we'll just piss you off.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can, but then Solo failed right after that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But what's sad is that the fact that Solo was actually a good movie.
I know.
Because they had to bring in Ron.
And that's what bothers me.
Was it Ron Howard? Yeah, they had to bring him in to fix it and whatnot. It's like, wow, has it gotten that bad where you had to bring in an Academy Award,
badass,
director to bring in to fix your shit? Like, is it that bad? Like, holy fuck.
I am very sad that basically Solo got ruined because of The Last Jedi. That's basically what happened, and I'm sad because it was such a good movie, and there needs to be a sequel, but they're not going to now.
Like, I mean,
they're not going to now. And I'm so sad about that.
Like, I mean, I don't know what Kathleen Kennedy's deal is, or whatever it is. Like, I mean, she's already surrounded by controversy as it is for some of her behavior.
Yeah, her comments, just nobody.
Yeah, the
likes.
comments, the behavior, the antagonizing the fans. It's like, just to let you know that fan base.
You don't attack your fan base. Why does nobody know this? I don't get it.
I'm just kind of wondering, like. They're the ones that buy your stuff, not just the movie tickets. your toys and action everything. They buy everything. Like that's your core demographics. And
so don't talk shit.
Yeah,
it's that easy.
Yeah,
it's that easy.
Like because like Star Wars is the kind of, and this is where the executives, you know, I'm pretty sure like some of them get it, you know, but for several individuals in the higher echelons of Lucasfilms, like, I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping they'll get it together where they'll realize is like, look, technically we don't own the Star Wars name. The fan does. I don't care if it's being publicly traded.
Right.
You know, in the stock market.
Right.
You don't really own anything. You know, like, get that through your fucking head. What really made the Star Wars franchise name was the fact that I think you nailed it on the head where he gave power to his fan base. When you said like, look, two things. I only have two conditions. Don't use any footage from the movies. Don't use any music from the, and don't use movies from any of the movies either. You do whatever the fuck you want. He literally decentralized the entire franchise.
Yeah. Let's see. That's another reason
he still made money off of it.
That's another reason I've always loved George Lucas, and you know, all my friends, and this is why I have problems with people like Brian Pippin, who I love dearly. But his opinion about Star Wars is the same opinion they hear all the time: is that, you know, George Lucas ruined Star Wars, the prequels were terrible, yada yada yada. And it's like, you don't understand.
I think George
how
Lucas,
much of a trailblazer this man was doing things like that. With doing his the way they made the movie. You know, he got fined for not having credits at the beginning of the movie because he was in the Directors Guild.
Wait. He got fined for. Wait, George Lucas got fined for
not having credits at the beginning of the movie. You couldn't do that back then.
Really?
If you were in the Directors Guild, you had to abide by their rules. The rules were everybody gets credited before the movie starts. That's why when you watch older movies, it's rolling credits for 2 minutes before the movie starts.
Sounds convoluted.
George Lucas was like, "That's gonna ruin my movie. I'm not doing that." And they're like, "You have to." And he's like, "You can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm out. I don't want to be a part of your stupid guild. I'm making my movie."
See what happens when you play politics?
You
do certain stupid things, and it's just like there's no freedom.
He made like the biggest movie of all time, and
the rolling side. It was story,
and that wasn't the only revolutionary thing about everything about that movie was revolutionary, and everything he's done since has been. He was one of the first guys to talk about digital filmmaking.
Yeah, you know, that's when he came up with was it light and digital?
No, that's been around since.
No, because he's the one who created that studio
since
Star Wars,
the 80s.
Yeah, it came around the Star Wars.
I'm talking about shooting digitally. This is recent. This is
prior.
This is the first time he shot digitally was in 1999. He shot one scene.
Which movie?
The Phantom Menace. He shot one scene digitally, and he never told anybody who it was.
Well, no, So from like in an interview, I vaguely remember he said that the Phantom Menace, like episode 1, 2, and 3, was obviously written before.
Yes.
Episode 4, 5, and 6. Because he knew the technology hadn't advanced enough to where he could properly tell a story.
Right.
So, and I think because like if you go in chronological order, it's supposed to be more. It starts to get much more darker. You know, but obviously, like in the beginning, things are lighthearted.
That's what I love about the Phantom Menace. By the way, is this?
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I don't like because I wasn't a big fan of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, it was just okay to me.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad. Like I actually enjoyed the prequels.
I grew up with the prequels, so you have to understand me. I mean, I was 10 years old when the Phantom Menace came out,
right?
Which is the perfect age to see the Phantom Menace. It really is. You know, and I fell in love with Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I was I was like 14 years old and whatnot, and you know when I 13, 14ish, when I saw the movies, and you know some people were trash talking it. It's like. And then you know as I got older I kind of understood why, because you know Luke Skywalker was a very adult story,
right?
Versus here it's more kiddish because it's the young Anakin.
Yeah, see, and that's how I've always viewed it. Is the stories go along with his age,
right?
So the first Phantom Menace is a kid movie because he's a fucking kid.
He's a kid,
and then when he gets a little older, he starts dealing with love and shit. That's the teenage movie,
right?
Right? I mean, it goes up like that. You know?
Yeah, it's supposed to progress, and then it's like now he's an adult and he's turned to the dark side. Well, shit just got real.
Shit just got real. Exactly. That's how I've always viewed it. So when you're like, oh, it's too childish. I was like, do you not see how it's because he's a child?
Right.
That's the reason.
And you got Jar Jar Binks and whatnot, and
which I loved, but I was a child.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't really care for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it more light and happy and whatever. It's like, but I really didn't care. I didn't hate him. I mean, his voice got a little annoying here and there. But this is. I think this is when I started to discover my self-awareness of being a troll. You know, because I'll troll my friends. You see me troll some of my friends. You know, that pisses them off. But whatever. I've been trolled before, and I'll admit I've been triggered here and there. But whatever. But I think this is episode 3. There's a scene where Jar Jar comes into frame.
Okay.
He looks at the camera and winks.
I don't remember that.
There's a shot. It's like a dead set in your face, like, I'm not going anywhere. Because there was like this big. I remember, like, I don't know why he was such a controversial character, but I mean, the fan base just wanted him gone.
Yeah.
And then George, I think that was George.
They thought he was too silly.
Yeah.
And then there was some controversy about him being racist and stuff.
Wait, Jar Jar? I thought he was played by a black dude. Why is he?
Yeah, because the accent was too like Jamaican, I guess. So and because his character was silly. So like, are you making fun of Jamaican people? Is that what you're doing here? It was a whole thing.
What?
Absolutely a whole thing. Yeah.
Nah.
I swear to God. It was a real thing. And then on top of that was the hate that he was just too silly of a character for Star Wars. That's basically what people were saying.
Because so it was both of those things. Know when I started to really like him? The Clone Wars series.
Okay. I haven't watched that.
Not the animated, not the
animated,
not the cartoony ones, but like the CGI.
Yeah.
That's when I really started to appreciate.
I've heard nothing but great things about that.
That's when his character blossomed. Like you didn't just fall in love with the troopers, but like he was kind of like there were several episodes where he was the main protagonist. Like you could appreciate his silliness. Now his silliness actually worked to help save a mission or to complete a mission.
Right.
Like it fucking pulled it off. It's like, holy shit. Like I didn't care for you then, but I love you now.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, and see, that's another thing I do hate about the Star Wars community, and I think it really started when the prequels came out. It's just their hate for Star Wars. They hate it more than they love it. They love to bitch about it. And one of the things with like,
you know what I'd say? I don't give a fuck.
You gotta understand, for somebody who actually loves Star Wars, I try not to complain.
I don't give a fuck if people complain about it or not.
Well, it's for example, like the
Jar Jar thing. Who's really winning here?
Right. That's a good point.
Who's really winning?
That's a good point.
It's not the fan. They're just bitching.
Yeah.
Let them bitch. And and then when you get this other side that says, oh, there's a toxic fan base, is like, so? I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You can complain all you want. You can write it in the papers, publish it on Vox.
Well, so
what?
So I think it was Simon Pegg who recently did an interview, probably like a year ago, about his hate for like Jar Jar and stuff. I think it was Simon Pegg. He
was the actor in the he was a Star Trek and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't fault him for that.
No. So what he was actually doing was apologizing. Because
I saw that video. I thought I was like, no, you shouldn't have apologized.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. But I think
people
don't realize
he apologized.
The hate the Jar Jar guy.
No. You see,
nobody liked Jar Jar.
Here's the thing: is like if he because. The problem with somebody combing through somebody else's background, like all the way back then, means they put a target on you.
Well, nobody was doing that to him. No. He was calling himself out.
Okay, so then
because he basically said something like Jar Jar ruined Star Wars. A whole bunch of like mean things.
So somebody didn't just pull up.
Nobody pulled up his stuff, as far as I know. I think he was calling himself out.
Okay, because
he had recently found out that the actor who played Jar Jar like almost committed suicide or attempted to commit suicide because of all the hate. And so he was like, I just want to apologize for my part in that, whatever part that was. Because there were clips of him just completely just talking shit. So
he exposed himself.
Yeah, he exposed himself. He was like, I just want to clear the air here. I'm sorry I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have
that's sincere, because if somebody was actually literally, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, here's the thing. His character that he played when he started blowing, because, and if he sees this video, or if he does, the fact that Jar Jar was able to win hearts and minds through a series that we now know as the Clone Wars was a fuck you. I told you I would work.
Real talk. Took long enough.
It took long enough.
It took long enough.
But it's like, it's a fuck you. It's a straight up fuck you, and I think that's a win for that. That needs to be a win for him. You know.
And to be fair, also, I don't really think Simon Pegg is like responsible for anything. Like, you're not responsible for making somebody, want to kill themselves.
Yeah.
But
well, Simon Pegg's obviously matured then.
I mean, he's a comedian. I mean,
he's an actor. He's a great actor.
I mean, he says things, and
so yeah, sure. If we all say things,
so I don't think he directly affected anything, and maybe he should have necessarily apologized. But I like that he did. Yeah. I thought that was class. Yeah. That's what I thought.
No, somebody actually combed through his shit and called him out on it. It's like, then
it's bullshit.
Then like any apology you come out with is bullshit.
It's bullshit. Exactly. But he didn't do that, so I thought that was classy.
Yeah.
To call yourself out, take some balls.
Yeah.
No, you didn't have to bring that up, bro. Now people are gonna be talking about it.
Well, I mean, now if they try to talk about it, it's like, I've already called myself out. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to be responsible for somebody's suicide. That would suck. But yeah, I think, but the fan base, like even Marvel's fan base is toxic. DC's is toxic. We're grown up. The nerds have grown up.
Yep.
We have money. Yeah, we're gonna have a stake in it. It's gonna come naturally, and like even when you had to deal with your own, deal with like some bad comments, like bad reviews on your game. The same token, you've gotten some great reviews.
Right.
Even personal DMs.
Right. Yeah. Which and so I think it's just so cool that I've literally had people play it that like it so much that they want to contact me. I think that's bizarre because, like, I never really showed it to anyone until I was like almost ready to publish, and I never knew what the feedback was going to be like. And all of a sudden, people are actually like it, and I'm like, that's weird. Like I was telling my wife, I was like, this is weird, right? That somebody likes my game. That's weird, right? And then it just kind of kept happening. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it feels pretty cool, but I did not expect that. I told you, I was fully expecting nothing but bad reviews. Because like you said, the gaming community, they talk shit, man. They talk shit.
Because I talk shit.
Yeah.
You talk shit.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. So I was just waiting for the shit talking to commence. So far, it's been pretty mild. So I feel pretty great about that.
Once you start, really progressing through your development stages, there's going to be a lot more shit talk.
Yes, there is. I think if I make a better game, that's going to be more shit talk.
Here's a fair goal. For every 10 shit talkers, have one good comment.
Yeah.
There's always going to, there's probably going to be more haters than there are than those who appreciate your work.
Well, Chow, I got to tell you, I need to pee.
We're good.
We still never came up with a name.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, it's not going to be this episode then.
Fuck.
Unless it's
no, it's you know what? We'll call it INC.
I hate you. We don't sell bricks, okay?
Oh, is that a brick company?
I don't know. I'm just saying this sounds like a company that would sell bricks.
Like our icy ice. Sounds like immigration customs enforcement.
That would actually be funny. It's an ice, and like a little badge.
Yeah, and there's a Mexican and an Asian dude.
And it's like, woo!
Ice. What do we call this? Shit, we got so distracted.
It's fine. You know what? We're gonna end it here.
Okay, right? we'll come it up, but we're not calling it ice, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new to our podcast, this is our first show. Because again, Ian says, well, we can make it. Our second one's like, nope, too late.
Yep.
We are still in process of
figuring this stuff out.
Figuring this out, Dave.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
I feel like we had a good conversation.
Yeah. Off on a tangent, but on a good start.
It's fine.
All right, cool, man. So we will see you guys next week.
Sure.
So we'll try to do one every next week, and if Ian doesn't reschedule my ass like 40 different times.
I'm a busy guy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself too.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a good night, and follow us. Whatever that is.